Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. And today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about the benefits of completely immersing yourself, that's physically, personally, mentally, in community service. And it's to the point where maybe I might even provoke the thought that those who serve benefit more than those being served. Because I believe community service is the best representation of the symbiotic capacity of humanity. So let's first define service. These are the direct man hours of time spent directly providing a service. Now this might be hard physical manual labor for which you have no prior qualifications. But the point is that you're seeing, you're being, and you're feeling that change in the community that you want to see happen. This kind of volunteerism has came a long way in the past few decades. Now high schoolers need on their resume to be competitive for college some kind of service or service experience because colleges now see this service as invaluable as well. And then even corporations take it as a social responsibility to turn their profits into a more distributed prosperity. Which also leads to my second definition here. Philanthropy is fundraising and or donating of money, goods, essential needs like food, clothing, etc. And these things are not mutually exclusive. You need money to be able to provide service. But anyway, it's not exactly how we provide service, but why. Why do we do this? Why is this more popular nowadays? And the simple explanation could be because there are others in need. And that's a perfect explanation. We help people because there are people that need our help. But economists would say that humans behave based on incentive. So what's really in it for me? Why am I helping others? So for centuries, missionaries have traveled all over the globe as educators, health providers, businessmen, albeit perhaps for eternal life in heaven. That might be their motivation. But for the sake of my presentation, they all had a set of values that they wanted to live by. And they were religious values. And I'm not saying I'm a missionary, but in the past 6 years, I've been on 6 week-long service trips, and the first 4 of which were through my church in high school. But I've since come to college. I've joined a fraternity that has its own set of values. The diffusion of liberal culture, and this isn't just tolerating, but accepting and inviting a more diverse lifestyle. The advancement of justice, which includes social justice, and then the development of character and the promotion of friendship. These are Delta Upsilon's 4 founding principles. And just looking at these principles, these are perfect embodiments of community service, especially when one is taken out of their comfort zone of college, that kind of bubble of Lehigh especially, and taken to a different environment that's very different, obviously, from theirs. So the Global Service Initiative is something that Delta Upsilon started in 2010 with 10 brothers from all over the US and Canada. And then in 2011, when I went, there were 20, and now this year there's 40 brothers. We're all being sent to Negril, Jamaica to build cafeterias for elementary schools or other type services that's focused on the youth of the country. So that as college students, we can kind of be seen as role models. And as I say, the future is with the youth. So we figure that helping these young people in their vulnerable state can lead to even bigger change in the future. So just a little more background of this different kind of environment. In the US, we are 65% white, non-Hispanic. In Jamaica, there's only a 2% white population. In fact, 91% are black. And the difference in per capita there is pretty obvious. That's 1/5 of the US. The literacy here is 99% and the literacy there is 87. But the definition of literacy is actually just anyone over the age of 15 that's been to school, ever. And then the unemployment there is self-evident. But there's also a language barrier. The official language in Jamaica is English, but there's also a slang that's very present called patois. It's kind of a pseudo-French, English mix. So DU has provided kind of a 3-minute video to kind of give some more context of what we've been doing down there. So if Dave could play the video.
My name is Mrs. Bryan. I'm the principal of the Keto Early Childhood Institute. And we are so happy to have these students coming on board to help us along with Kay and Justin and others. We are so excited. Right now, my heart is filled with tears.
The main reason I came on this trip is because I have previous experience with this kind of work, and it was really one of the best experiences of my life. I got to learn a lot about myself. I feel like doing this kind of stuff is really good for anyone that does it.
The 4 principles are ever present in the GSI. The main one that sticks out to me is the diffusion of liberal culture, though. And to me, part of diffusing your liberal culture is not just experiencing the culture, it's taking a part of it back and making it your own. And through this trip, I'm now going to, after watching the Jamaican people and how they have so little, but yet they're still so thankful, I'm going to now take part in take joy in everything I have, because I know now how privileged I truly am.
Here at the Credo Primary School, we get to see how it really is like to come to school, and even though it's a private school, they are nothing compared to even a public school here in the United States. So by just being able to lay down a floor, paint the walls, and just be able to accommodate their needs a little bit better than what they already have, that's what we've basically been trying to do today. And hopefully these kids can have a place to actually eat, which is what we're building now, is in addition to the actual school they're having now, is a facility where they can actually host meals and stuff.
The Jamaican people, I've realized so far, are just very, very passionate people. They're very religious people and faithful people. And because of that, they realize, the time that we're taking to help them here, they really see it as kind of like a gift from God. And that's just extremely fulfilling to me, that I can kind of answer some of their prayers just by working here for a week and putting all my effort into it.
We hope to have you guys coming in to do still much more for us, because there are many more to be done. But for now, we thank you so much for your great support, and we're looking forward in having you coming on board to help us to do much more, because we are greatly in need of much more. Thank you very much.
So I hope that provided a lot of context for everyone. So every day after we would work on these work sites, we would come back and have a reflection in a group setting. There was also a journal that people could write in at their leisure. And so all of this was kind of helping us learn more about ourselves through this experience. It was also a global experience in an ever increasingly globalized world. This is very important for someone of my age. It also provided open-mindedness in a world that's also diverse, which leads to awareness, which can be the basis for positive activism, and also a curiosity, so for other places in the world that might need our service. And finally, it's kind of a workforce requirement in a competitive environment, this global experience, to the point where DU has realized that all of their undergraduates deserve a experience like this at some point in the future. So hopefully I've inspired you all to live a life of service. Thank you.